The following episode of Crusade for Myth Drannor is adapted from the Raiders of Galath's Roost by Skip Williams, published in Dungeon Magazine number 87. Freshly supplied with arrows, magical healing, alchemical tricks, and what other inexpensive gear they could use to bolster their armaments and laden their packs, Jade, Massul, Rilyanasse, and Túrendil accompany a dispatch of Mistledale's riders to Galath's Roost, arriving before sunset to await the next returning Zhent patrol. A short discourse occurs between the protectors of Mistledale and the party, whereupon they agree to the riders' plan of hiding themselves in the wooded area on either side of the approach, while the mounted riders plan to charge down the hill and into the fray as the ambush is sprung. The wait is long. Dew condenses upon the leaves, upon the grasses, and droplets form upon the steel of the patiently waiting adventurers. The Roost's mosquitoes have their fill and retire as bats flap through the night, feasting in turn. A few wandering giant ants take a brief interest in the party as they wait, but little comes of it. Well after the sun has given way to Selune, the distant beat of hooves approaching carries across the night air. The party pauses, listens, counts. Not quite a dozen, closing in fast. They make ready with a few spells and potions before drawing their weapons. Rilyanasse prepares to fire an arrow at one of the riders, Massul makes ready a wand, and Túrendil his sword. As combat breaks out, one of the riders blows a deep, ringing note on her war horn. The others thunder down the hill upon their steeds, lances at the ready to charge down their foes. Rilyanasse fires her arrow into the second mounted Zhent in the column. Magic missiles issue forth from Massul's wand, striking the mounted caster. Jade cracks the same in the rib with her mace, snapping away a true strike spell and simultaneously rendering the apprentice unconscious. With a hill to charge down, lances in hand, and their enemies in front of them, the Riders of Mistledale quickly reduce the number of Zhents, while the others cry out and swing wildly at both Túrendil and Jade, failing to find purchase. Massul swings his hammer at one of the mounted raiders, but fails to do any damage. Jade swings at the nearest raider, glancing off their armor but leaving them unharmed. Another rider of Mistledale joins the fray as Túrendil cuts down the foe before him with a critical strike. Rill takes another one down with a well-placed arrow. The final raider swings their axe, scoring a lucky strike and nearly killing the party's new ally Jade in a single chop. The party and their allies make quick work of the last soldier, and after seeing to their wounded, set to the task of acquiring the soldier's gear. Equipping themselves to look the part of a returning raiding party, the four find two keys, one on the wizard, judging by his spellbook, and one on what must have been the ranking officer. Both the acolyte and the officer have on the palm of their hands a tattoo of a hand with two eyes in its center, the symbol of wxdruid, the son of Bane. After the party takes a moment to deride the erstwhile god of tyranny's name, holy symbol, and second-hand nature, Rilyanasse produces a reasonable facsimile of his unholy symbol. Túrendil and Rilyanasse calm the raiders' steeds enough that they will allow the party to ride them, and they assist the Riders of Mistledale in hauling away what's left of the raiding party. A few surviving Zhent mercenaries whose wounds proved less than fatal. Wasting little time in further preparations, the four return the next night, cloaked in the dark, heavy robes of the Zhent raiders, astride their ill-tempered horses. They steel themselves for their venture into the unknown, taking one last inventory of their supplies and everything they know about their destination. Following the example left by the evidence about the portal, they snuff their torches and pass through by the power of the symbol of wxdruid. They find themselves on a bare, stony cliff top. The air is thinner than in the woodlands they left passing through the portal. Jade surmises that they may have found themselves in the Desertsmouth Mountains, somewhere southwest of Shadowdale, perhaps. The stone of the cliff stretches away to the west, and to the east a bluff of solid rock rises up, separated from the bare stone by a 10-foot wide crevasse. Nestled in the bluff's wall, a sturdy wooden bridge attached to levers, cogs, and chains marks the well-hidden entrance to the citadel. The sharp eyes of the party catch movement from above them and within the walls, arrow slits facing outwards, sentries on the battlements. The four can pick out that the guards have decidedly half-orc features, giving them a distinct advantage in the dark of the night as they look out over the citadel's primary point of ingress. With a clatter of chains and grinding of gears, the wooden drawbridge swings up and out. The inattentive guards usher them over the drawbridge, which is promptly raised behind them with a thud, while a portcullis is raised before them, both admitting and trapping the party inside. So concludes this episode, but the adventures of the Crusade for Myth Drannor are far from over. Join us next time as we infiltrate the citadel from which issue the Raiders of Galath's Roost. If you enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you for the rest of the adventure.